Here we go. The fear of blood tends to create fear for the flesh. And I won't be spoiling anything. I won't say exactly what's a spoiler or not, but that shot especially is important later on. The general setup is that our protagonist here, Harry Mason, is a writer who was unsuccessful in having a child with his wife, but fortunately, they find this strange little girl swaddled up in a cloth on the side of the road while visiting Silent Hill. And they decide to take her home, and at a certain point before the story, Harry's wife, the little girl's mother, adopted mother, Cheryl, unfortunately passes away. So he's raising this girl on his own, and this is one of those. This is also, these two scenes are a bit more establishment. You will not see these anywhere else in the main game. So the two are driving alone, coincidentally, to Silent Hill one night when something strange happens. These scenes here, this with Kaufman and Lisa arguing, that scene with Sybil, and this as well, driving to Silent Hill. This all sets up where the characters are going, why they're going to these places. It's not as if they, like, Sybil has some huge reason to be here. Brahms is kind of close to Silent Hill. She's a cop from Brahms. But she got some kind of call that something went wrong. Something is strange in Silent Hill tonight. Dahlia, also, this character, she sees that something strange is going on, and there's this mysterious house, which we will never see in the main game. Then Harry and Cheryl narrowly avoid this mysterious figure in the middle of the road, and cut to black. And my controller's already having problems. That's fantastic. Oh well. Never mind, no it's not. There it is. Alright, so I'm going to be playing this on normal mode. I'm not a masochist. I don't want to struggle to get through on hard. I have played this several times in the past, but it's been a little while, and I'm not extremely what's the word? Familiar with Silent Hill 1, not nearly as much as I am with 2 and 3. When I get around to streaming those games, I don't know if I want to do them on hard mode either, especially not hard puzzle mode. And in that case, especially not Silent Hill 3, because I don't have in-depth scholarly knowledge of Shakespeare, so we're just going to do normal on all these and see where it goes. But for now, I don't know when I'm going to get to the other games. I will at some point, but it won't be any time in the near future. So let's go ahead and get started. Silent Hill is something. It is largely a response to Capcom's Resident Evil series. By the time this game came out, Resident Evil 1 and 2 had already been released, and I don't know why Harry has this weird bow-legged walk, but we accept him for his strange eccentricities. Damn. Cheryl, where could you be? It's strange. It's quiet. Too quiet. This place is like a ghost town, am I right? But anyway, Cheryl. In response to Resident Evil being cramped hallways and pre-rendered set backgrounds, Silent Hill sets itself apart by being entirely 3D. And this, even though there are arguably some moments where Resident Evil does look better, especially now, I hate to say that that this game has aged poorly in any way, but I always find stylistic graphics to be more pleasing to look at these days. Like, I remember the complaints about The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker for the longest time. By the way, I can do this. Being that it was... Everyone knows about the Zelda controversy. That was one of the most ridiculous non-issues that I've ever seen in a video game. But if you look at it now, and I've wrote this in my blog, which is also in the description in my links. We'll see here. There's a sign that says beware of dog. I wonder what's going to happen when we go through this fence. And that's what they were telling us to beware of. Oh, that looked weird. What is it? This is a pile of meat here with some kind of... I mean, you've got intestines going off in the distance, but maybe this isn't the dog at all. Like there's always a possibility that this is just a pile of meat. Although it is the dog. We'll see later on that this is in fact the dog that we should beware of. But anyway, call me Fred99. Hi there. First time playing it? No, not at all. Welcome to the stream. No, this is probably my 4th or 5th time or so. I play this game every few years, but I'm not as knowledgeable about Silent Hill 1 as I am 2 or 3. I actually lost my train of thought just there. I think I was complaining about the difference between... You sounded like Barry and RE1. Okay, well, I don't know. Thank you, I guess? That's strange. It's getting darker. But what I was mentioning, though, was that this game has a bigger reliance on fully 3D graphics as compared to, well, Resident Evil. Resident Evil 1, 2, the first few games having their pre-rendered backgrounds. But I find that games with those kind of styles kind of age a little better. And to set itself apart, this game uses these really incredible camera angles that really is just a flex on the Resident Evil series. I'm going to check this out. A broken wheelchair, what's this doing here? And I think we'll find out what this is doing here a bit later. But all of these really cool tricks comes from the fact that Team Silent is really influenced by Western movies. A lot of camera angles that you do see in this game are cinematic in nature because this is trying to emulate a certain cinematic or movie feel. Although Resident Evil does have its roots in kind of B movies, and that's not to say that this isn't inspired by kind of schlocky horror movies, but in comparison... Oh, I don't have a map for this place. Uh-oh. In comparison, it's a little more... It's a little more highbrow, but it knows what it's doing. You must admit, though, that the gameplay is worse than RE. Well, we'll see about that, actually. There are some things about Resident Evil that I like better, and I think there are things that with Silent Hill, at least especially with Silent Hill 1, they tried to set themselves apart in certain ways that I think works out in its favor quite a bit. And we'll see here, we can't go back, we're blocked by a fence. Crap. Try to escape these guys again, but there's really no way to get out of here. Whenever people say that, and I hear this a lot with, say, even the most recent developers of Silent Hill, that these games play bad on purpose. But this game sets itself apart from Resident Evil. It has certain quirks to it that I find make it a little smoother to play. But it's not as deliberate, I feel. Those are the two sides of the coin here. Resident Evil is very deliberate, whereas Silent Hill is kind of more freeform, but they give you a few more options. And here, we wake up in a little diner with Sybil, who we saw in the opening cutscene.
Was I dreaming?
How do you feel?
Also, the voice acting is
Like I've been
just
running along
a
the
little
track.
more tolerable
I'm a
than
rat,
Resident
yes.
Evil 1's voice acting. Maybe not 2. I find that game sounds just fine,
You
but
from around here? Why don't you tell me
this
where
does
you're
have some weird
Wait a second,
voice
I'm just a
acting
tourist.
quirks to it.
I came here for a vacation.
But
Just
then
got here.
that argument can also be made that the characters are kind
I
of
don't know what
weird
happened.
themselves.
I'd like
It
to
seems
find
as
out
though
myself.
when Harry got in his car accident, all he could, like, he has this weird selective memory where the only thing he
Have
can
you
think
seen a
of
little
is getting his daughter back. And I really have to
Just
admire
turned
the
7
fact
last
that
month. Short,
Harry
blonde
has
hair.
this single-minded obsession,
My daughter.
almost to the point of detriment, where he doesn't have much character development outside of, "Where's my daughter? She's short and has black hair."
I'd tell you if I knew, believe me.
But as far as Sybil's concerned,
But from what I can tell,
she has no idea what's going on, and that's probably why she's here in the first place. As we saw in the opening cutscene, she was talking to somebody on the phone and immediately went off to Silent Hill.
what's your
So
name?
the idea that there are these
Harry.
layers to Silent
Harry
Hill,
Mason.
and in some cases
Sybil
people
Bennett.
are not aware of this foggy, strange world that's going on, or that weird blood and rust
Phones are all dead. And the radio,
that
too.
you associate with Silent
I'm going
Hill.
back to call in some reinforcements.
I don't think that it's a matter of like, oh, just some people are still at that top normal layer or whatever is going on. I think there's really something odd happening that
My
is
daughter.
that has caused people to disappear.
No way.
And we'll see here a lot of the buildings in Silent Hill 1 are in total
In that
disrepair.
case, I need to find her now.
To be
Cheryl's
fair,
a
though,
little girl.
This is considered, and we find out
There by herself.
kind of in later games, that this is old Silent Hill. This is the
Have you
the
got a gun?
first residential area of it. And Sybil going straight to the point here. Do you have a gun? Can you defend yourself?
And hope
No.
you don't have to use it.
Harry doesn't have a plan, but he doesn't care. He just wants to make sure that he
Before you
finds his
pull the
daughter.
trigger, know who you're shooting.
But
And don't
it's
do it
kind of a
unless you
weird
have to.
sentiment. Know who you're shooting. Like,
And don't go blasting
ah.
anything by mistake.
those were not who's that attacked us earlier. And I kind of wonder if
Yeah,
Sybil's actually seen the
thanks.
monsters yet. She's been here for a while. I have to assume that she's the one who saved
I'll be
Harry.
back with help as quick as I can.
Alright, and now we're back in. And look at this. This is something that you'll see all throughout the game. The blinds here in just about every single building are just totally falling apart. Let's pick up some items. Not purple drink. We've got some brown drink. I think this is in later games they started calling these energy drinks. I don't know, but strange. So we can pick up here our flashlight and the residential area map. And we'll see some really cool stuff with the map here a bit later, but here's what it is. You'll notice that these names, I'm not much of a horror literature reader, so I'm not the most familiar with a lot of these names. I mean, Ray Bradbury, obviously. I love Ray Bradbury. We'll see Bachman Road. Yeah, the developers of this game, Team Silent. Uh-oh. You see that? Something strange just happened. They know what they're doing. There are a lot of these little winks to the audience. Oh, pick up some other stuff over here. Another health drink. They're making sure that we're properly set up before we leave. And I want to equip this gun real quick. We also get a knife. I don't think at the moment this knife isn't going to help us out too much. And I don't know, maybe it's more useful if you really put time into working with it, but I probably won't be using the knife too much.
What's
Before
that?
we can leave, though,
Huh. Radio. What's going on with that radio?
that radio sounds so odd. Like, it doesn't sound like static. It's this really weird ambience. And look at how smooth that the the character movement is here. Like it seems like it's for 1999. It actually seems really smooth.
What's happening to this place?
And yeah, not humanoid monsters, not little weird things that are coming at us with knives. There are straight up flesh pterodactyls here. Something that people don't really think about with Silent Hill, I believe, is that some of this, like some of the monsters here and some of the design for this is just straight up weird. So here Harry's saying that we're gonna go check out that alley again, and here's what I meant by the interesting part of the map is that this really does feel like part of the world. It feels like the character is pulling out this physical object that they're looking at. And we're gonna get to see that a little bit more here after I get into the alley. But I'm going to try to avoid monsters here in the crap. Spoke too soon. Spoke too soon. I'd like to avoid monsters here in the overworld, but those guys, those pterodactyls, they swoop in from off screen. Really, the only way that you can tell is that radio. There's a specific video game term that is just escaping me at the moment, but it's these little things that are. Oh my god, he's just kind of sitting on that trash can. It's both part of the world and part of the video game, and it mixes the two very well. And this is just a small convenience store, not really anything in here, but they have some items that we can find, and also kind of some world building here. I don't think that whatever happened in Silent Hill was sudden, and if it was, this goes back to what I was saying earlier. This residential area is in total disrepair. Have you managed to get the good ending? Yes, and I'm going to try my absolute hardest to get that good ending this playthrough. I've got the good ending and the bad plus ending. The one where you have to do some stuff in a boss fight, but I didn't know about the extra stuff, that side quest. And truth be told, I'm gonna have to remind myself where to find that. Like I said, that was something that always frustrated me my first playthrough, was that I didn't investigate the town enough. And I'm glad I did my second playthrough, because that good ending it's such a huge difference. Like they really want you to go out of your way to get that, and hopefully this time I know exactly where it is. I know where to look for it. Don't worry, I know the game. Thank you. Cool. Yeah, I'm trying not to say too much about what's gonna happen there. Oh god, and see, now we have dogs that we gotta beware of. But back to my point about some of the differences here, some of the things that I think work more in Silent Hill's favor, alongside the fact that, and we see these really amazing camera angles here, alongside the fact that it's a little more loose, they give you more character movement options that they're not the most they're not the most important things in the world. You can kind of go through the game without really utilizing them, except maybe the last boss fight. But it's just these little things. I mean, like, people complain about how Resident Evil doesn't have movement while aiming. Well, here you go. Play Silent Hill. It was here since the first game. You've got strafing, aiming while moving. You can even shoot while moving. Comparing the two, it does feel more mechanically fleshed out. Again, though, that goes more towards Resident Evil's feeling of deliberateness. We've got some stuff here, a huge blood splatter, and our next weapon. I'm probably going to use this for a lot of the playthrough. It has really good reach. We find a note here that simply says to school, and it kind of looks like it's written in blood.
Isn't the Cheryl sketchbook? She's at
And
the
as panicked as Harry is when he's talking to other people, he seems really calm about the fact that his daughter's notebook has writing in blood telling him to go to the school. Maybe it's not her blood. Maybe she caused that blood splatter. I don't know. Sketchbook cover. This picture. It's me. Okay. The first picture that Cheryl drew in the sketchbook that I gave on her 5th birthday. Oh, that's sweet. It's very sentimental. And I don't believe here in Silent Hill 1, yeah, we don't have an option to go back and look at some of these memos. I think that was only added in Silent Hill 2. But it's not like it's terribly important. Well, some of the more cryptic clues, it would be very useful to have access to some of those memos, but what can you do? So now, oh my god. So now our journey will take us to the school. I don't think it's going to be too much of a straight shot there. Please don't. Okay, good. So, pterodactyls, I swear. And I'm already at orange health. It does use a health system very similar to well, all of the Resident Evil games, but the fact that you actually have to watch what your character is doing, like his body language, not so much in this game, but you do have to keep an eye on all that because there is no heads-up display. There's nothing at all here. Oh. Doesn't help that I really can't hear the game audio that well, but yeah, you do have to keep an eye out on what you've actually got in your character inventory. We're going to go down here. I think this would be the quickest way to get where we need to go. And we'll see this doghouse. Oh my god. Probably a doghouse, though. I'm not sure since there's no dog around. And for my pre-stream be right back image, I used, you know, that one. Nothing in particular around that one image. Ah, stop. And the door is locked. So let's see what we can do. Yeah, these, I guess you could argue that, like, this version, the foggy version of Silent Hill, this is just what it looks like. I'm of the mind, though, that since there's a great deal of inspiration from Stephen King's The Mist, I really think that what they're going for is that we're finding a town that's just come off of some horrible apocalyptic event. And there's really nothing after this to assume that, aside from a few lines in Silent Hill 2, there's nothing really to point that things have just suddenly become okay later on. And we can see here the doghouse on Levin Street, which we just came from. And also from Cheryl's notebook, also covered in blood. At this point, since Harry is not commenting on it, I'm just going to assume that he's fine with the fact that his daughter is running around soaked in blood. And if we investigate it again, this time there are dogs around, but that's okay because we can find that there's a house key hidden inside here. And we're probably, yeah, there we go. You see here, Harry's got this really neat backstep. Very fancy. We can find some first aid kits in here, but if we investigate this house a little further, it's a really nice looking house. Neat. Get some handgun bullets around here. Okay, look. I know it's a video game. I know that we just have to assume that they're going to give me the stuff that I need. Nothing useful, except for this, please, thank you. It is a video game. They are going to leave supplies out, but the fact that there is so much ammo just lying around everywhere. I have to assume that it was left out intentionally. There are 3 locks on this door, and if we look over here, there's something written on the map. And then once again, because this is all part of the game logic, Harry's going to write that down. He didn't write down the big cryptic keys for the eclipse, but he did mark down where we need to go. So let's go check that out. Sorry if I'm making weird noises here. I just downed some coffee, and I have some more actually right here. I might have to turn off the mic to take a quick sippy. But playing Silent Hill, one of the big inspirations is obviously the works of David Lynch, and the town itself, Silent Hill, sounds a lot like Twin Peaks, doesn't it? And there's a little more, I feel, there's more Twin Peaks than there is like your other little minor references. Although not quite the vibrant cast of characters that Twin Peaks has. More of the general tone, the high strangeness. But in that vein, I did decide that probably be good to get myself ready with a nice piping hot cup of black coffee. You might also hear my cat in the background. She's awfully needy, so it's going to be interesting trying to survive in Silent Hill and give her attention at the same time. And we see that this is one of the areas we need to go to for our keys for the eclipse, located directly behind the cafe that we woke in fact. And yes, Kara. So I did say something. I think I said something to the effect that this game is a little highbrow compared to Resident Evil. It's not quite as schlocky until you get to the Kobe's 3-point with the dog head here in the background. I mean, look at that. Nothing but net. Damn. And let's grab some health drink as well. Silent Hill's a little silly. It's a little goofy. Now we have 2 more. Unfortunately, Harry is not going to mark that off the map, so I'm going to have to keep in mind that I've been here before. And I have a bad memory, so we'll see if that works out. However, if we cut across here to Elroy Street, then go up to the bridge up there, unless there are any more mysterious holes in the ground, I'm not sure what's exactly going to happen, but we'll see. Silent Hill, we can't see it from this map. Maybe a little, no, not really. Silent Hill is right next to a lake. Toluca Lake, as it is, but not that Toluca Lake. But still a Toluca Lake. The fact that there's fog here, I feel like the fog is okay. Got him. I feel like the fog is something that jeez. See if I can hit this guy. Little bit. I don't really want to deal with this guy while I'm rummaging around through items. But I feel like the fact that people focus on the foggy aspect of Silent Hill is maybe focusing on the wrong thing. It's not too unheard of that this giant lake outside of this northeast coast town is going to be a little foggy. Especially when it's snowing out of season. The snow is really I think the important strange aspect. And you'll also notice me saying high strangeness a lot, probably. I don't know if there's really any better way to describe the genre of Silent Hill. Yeah, sure, yeah, of course it's survival horror, but there's a little more to it than that. High strangeness, of course, also is also one of the many words, descriptors for Lovecraftian horror, or Lovecraftian style horror. The fact that there is the everyman who finds himself in a strange situation. Oh boy, now the cat's playing with the charging cable for my phone. I really hope that I don't have a horrific mishap like in my last stream, or one of my last streams, where I suddenly cut out right before. Oh no, right before getting into a boss fight in 14. Actually, now that I did that, I want to point out this strange quirk of Silent Hill. Well, for one, please get away from that, Kara. For one, the fact that the character gets winded because he's a 50-year-old man. I get winded just going to my damn mailbox because I'm lazy and asthmatic. But another little bit of strange quirks to this is, well, I guess I have to be running a little bit harder. Can't just run straight at a wall and do this. Is that Harry will catch himself because he's clumsy. Again, he's a winded middle-aged man. These little things. I highly disagree with the notion that old survival horror is bad on purpose. I think that what they're looking for is that it's immersive to be scary. Something like the character running into walls, being clumsy, getting winded easily. Those are things that really help with the idea that the character is an everyman. They're not this hardened super soldier. Giving the game Zelda combat like Homecoming, or just throwing a bunch of worthless garbage like TVs and wrenches or whatever that you really can't get attached to or rely on, like Downpour or Origins, is the wrong way to go about the deliberate aspects of survival horror. Now, we've got our keys. I should have probably inspected those. The key of Lion, the key of Woodman, and the key of Scarecrow. One of the other aspects of Silent Hill, and this is kind of true of a lot of Japanese media, is that it takes a lot of inspiration from Alice in Wonderland. Harry has fallen down a bit of a rabbit hole. He's in a strange place, in a strange world that does not work on real world logic. And having that as a little hint is a great sign that things are gonna get weird. We're not in Kansas anymore. We're not in the real world anymore, even. Silent Hill is a place that exists in its own strange little world. And now we see it's not bloody and rusty, and it's not exactly foggy either. Instead, it's just, well, it's a little bloody. But instead, it's just really dark and really oppressive. And I don't know if I'm going the right way anymore. As it turns out, I am going the right way. And we've got to get to Midwich Street. Oh, please don't. Oh, please don't. I feel like these wide open areas help to make the game feel... They make these really fast enemies feel more intense. I feel like there's something strange going on with the darkness in the background that I don't think is supposed to be happening. But, whatever. But usually in a game like this, having these wide open areas should make you feel a little safer. It makes you feel as if you have more room to run around and maneuver around the enemies. However, the enemies in Silent Hill are extremely fast, and they can make a beeline towards you really easily. We see that this building's locked. I believe I have to go back here at some point. Pretty sure I have to go back here at some point. Like I said, it's been a little while since I've played Silent Hill 1, but I wanted to point that out because it will be a little bit important later. But we're finally here. Finally made it to the school. The actual, literal, I'm not kidding you, school from Kindergarten Cop. I'm sure some people who have never played Silent Hill have probably seen that image. Maybe I'll link it at some point. Maybe I'll put it in the YouTube description. I don't know. But in their studying of American culture, American settings here, one of the bits of research that they took was the design of the school from Kindergarten Cop. And I don't know why, but I really respect it. I respect the hustle. We got our map here. Silent Hill tries to let you get the map really early on in a lot of these areas. I feel like they just don't want you to get confused because, again, compared to what, say, other PS1 survival horror games have made you accustomed to, you're now having to navigate a fully 3D space. I think it's really important that they are trying to make sure that you are not getting lost both in this new style of survival horror, but they also don't want you to get lost in the video game because they want you to finish it. So more Ranaldo, that's not Ronaldo, that's Ranaldo, and Gordon. This must be the list of teachers. We get a lot of world building through these memos lying around, and we also get clues for the puzzles later on. Hello, cat. It's written in blood. 10 a.m. Alchemy Laboratory. Gold in an old man's palm. The future hidden in his fist. Exchange for sage's water. Interesting. So that's our clue for 10 a.m. Also written in blood. 5 p.m. I think. Maybe it's 5 a.m. Darkness that brings the choking heat. Flames render the silence, awakening the hungry beast. Open time's door to beckon prey. Oh, and that will be very important later. Also, again, written in blood, and we can see there's a bit of a bloody handprint here. 12. Is this noon or midnight? I don't know. A place with songs and sound. I could play that clip of Twin Peaks where the arm says that he comes from a place where the birds are singing pretty songs. Yeah. A silver guidepost is untapped in lost tongues. Awakening at the ordained order. And if you can hear that noise in the background, my cat is desperately trying to get into a cabinet on my desk. Hopefully that does not cause too much of a ruckus, but that's what I have to live with. Now check out this incredible painting. I would like to have this hanging up on every single one of my walls in my apartment. Just look at this mess. And there's also the importance that there are two, not really cloaked, not hooded, but two figures that are covered in what almost looks like a body bag. It almost looks like flesh even. But all that Harry says here, a picture of a door. I don't know who drew it, but it is certainly in bad taste. Just the door, though. Who would have 3 squares on a door? Also, there's some bodies here, but who cares? Whoa. The cat will not be a problem. I hope. She's very needy. And being in quarantine like this, being stuck inside the house for over a month now, with just this cat here, me and the cat, my wife at work, She's not used to people actually being home this often. So now she doesn't know what to do with herself. And me being home this often, I thought that I would have no problems and that this would just be. It would just be doing what I do normally. But now I've started this strange Twitch stream, and I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm certainly glad to be showing off this game that I really love. I feel like... What's my health looking like right now? Not great. I'm going to go ahead and take a quick sippy. I'm thinking that I need to save at some point, but I think I'll be fine for now. There's not really anything that's going to cause me too many problems. Not at the moment, at least. Plus, I haven't been streaming long enough to actually, I think, have it be a problem. If I need to run it back, I'll do it off stream at some point. But, East Hallway is locked. Is that the East Hallway? You never know. No, it's not. It's the North Hallway, see? Make sure that they have a little little compass for us at the campus. Both wings are locked. So they want us to kind of be funneled through here. Unlike Resident Evil, the areas in this game don't really... Uh-oh. Kara, you okay? Are you hyper? Poor thing. Whoa. The areas kind of want us to funnel through in a somewhat linear fashion. I'm going to investigate... Oh, I can't investigate that. There's something that will happen with that ditch here in a little bit. It's not so open as the Resident Evil mansion or the police station, so that's another way that it tries to set itself apart, I find. You see, there are even handgun bullets here, and there's this strange little invisible child who doesn't show up too often in this game. And then it disappears. But yeah, there's a little graph comparing things, and a lot of these posters are even reused from Kindergarten Cop. It's so incredible. Ugh! These little bastards have knives, so I'm gonna try my hardest to get away from them if I can. We see there the storage room is off limits. Maybe I'll try out this hall here. What kind of hall is it? Although, truth be told, the lock is jammed. Yeah, all of these are locked, so they want me to go through the... asshole. They want me to go through the south hallway. Unlike something like your standard Resident Evil, where it's... You have, like, a few ways that you can go. Like, yeah, we prefer it if you go through the lobby and all the offices at first in the police station, but if you want to go around to the police office here in the other wing, yeah, you could do that too. There's really not too many options here. Also, as I was about to say before I got shanked, these are very Japanese-style schools. It's really strange. Like, oh, geez. Let's see if I can... Oh. It's strange that they're like slavish to this Western sensibility for their design, and yet it's like they didn't really care that much. But that's fine. Again, Silent Hill is a strange place. It's if you're asking why these things don't make sense, well, it's because Silent Hill is strange. Nothing there. The other problem is that, again, audio's pretty low. I'm wearing a headset, so there are some audio cues I'm going to miss. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. And if I investigate this, bam, unlocked. There are some audio cues I'm going to miss. If I don't get spooked at something I'm supposed to get spooked at, I'm sorry. I apologize. I hope you get spooked, though. This is a very spooky game. That's why I'm playing it in the middle of the day. And of course, all of these floors, they're going to look pretty much identical. Can you, chat, can you think of, like, an actual public school that has these classrooms that have, like, two doors and they're kind of circling the building here? I'm thinking of the original Persona game. I'm thinking about how they have you navigate the hallways. This makes me think of that almost exactly. But it doesn't make me think of an East Coast American school. It doesn't make me think of an American school at all. That's all I'm going to say about it. I feel like if I harp on that, it would start to get really strange. So let's get through here. Running through these classrooms is actually going to be important a little later on. We can probably look around here. Typical American classroom with a picture of Sanic here. Kind of exactly what that looks like. Strange. Over here next to the bathrooms and... Oh, yeah? I knock on the door. You okay? No? Ah. Ambience. Atmosphere. Little weird naked things with knives. Ugh. Let's take care of these guys. Although there's really nothing in some of these rooms. I mean, there's some handgun ammo. So you're taking a big risk for very little, honestly. Although, I mean, at this point, how much ammo do I even have? Damn, they took out... God. 120 rounds. You know what? I think at this point I can probably start reliably using the handgun. I don't think I'm going to have a problem running out of ammo right now. And I can't remember if Silent Hill 1 does this. And now this is unlocked, which is strange. Like, I guess if you go one way around the building... Huh. Again, they're trying to funnel you through this. And here, this is not a great puzzle. I will get to it at some point, but this is written in blood. A tale of birds without a voice. First flew the greedy pelican, eager for the reward, white wings flailing. Then came a silent dove, flying beyond the pelican as far as he could. A raven flies in, flying higher than the dove, just to show that he can. A swan glides in, to find a peaceful spot next to another bird. Finally, out comes a crow, coming quickly to a stop, yawning and then napping. Who will show the way? Who will be the key? Who will lead to the silver reward? And it doesn't look locked, so we'll have to come back here later and find that. Find a way to open that. Ugh! I have a gun. I'm going to use gun. Although, I'm pretty sure these enemies repopulate, so... make sure to take them out. And then in here... oh, this room. Like I was about to say, though, I don't quite recall if this Silent Hill does it, but in 2 and 3 at least, they try to give you more ammo based on what you actually have in your inventory, so the game plays a little smoother. It's not quite as heavy on resource management as Resident Evil is, especially later on. But, again, I can't remember if this one does it or not, so I'm trying to be a little more careful. Now, what the hell is happening in this locker? Oh. It's just a cat. Jesus. Just a cat. It's really a shame that And there was nothing inside, so that's strange. I wonder if someone put that cat in there to save it from whatever happened. I have to wonder. But it's such a shame that James just didn't... James is in Silent Hill 2. This is not James. And I have to get used to saying Harry. It's a shame that Harry didn't go and actually, you know, make sure the cat's okay. And we can get through here. Great. Ugh. Probably better to not waste too much ammo on this guy trying to eat my ass. Ugh. Another problem with the fact that this game does not use pre-rendered cutscenes is that the camera isn't the best that it could be. I'm not going to excuse the fact that I'm bad. I'm not going to make Johns with you here, but I do feel like the more primitive nature of the camera makes it much easier for ambushes like that to happen. And for the most part, that's kind of more frustrating than it is rewarding to know where enemy placement is. But again, that's probably just me being bad. We'll take this first aid kit here, and what's going on in here, guys? Nothing. Sometimes all you need is that threat of violence. There are these little weirdo guys in here, these little invisible monsters, that still set off your radio. You don't need to have the threat of danger right there in your face, like this guy's right off camera. All you really need is that sound, that cue that something dangerous could be lurking here in this room. And they don't do that often. If it was just every time you go into a room, there's suddenly static. We unlock this. I feel like there was something in that room, though. Pretty sure there was. If they did that trick every single time, it would wear out its welcome. You would no longer feel scared of the fact that there could be something lurking around in the darkness. No, I guess not. Okay. And if there is, this place is pretty short anyway, so it shouldn't be a problem. There we go. And this room, this will be important a little bit later. We can see here, look at that. The statue of an old man's hand. The fist shut tight as if never to let go. And there's something that it's holding. Something to do with that little memo written in blood that we saw earlier. And there's something over here. If I can stop stumbling around, maybe I can get to it. It's just more handgun ammo. Handgun ammo, again, that's being strewn about in this small elementary school. This is an elementary school, isn't it? Yeah, of course it is. Midwich Elementary. And it makes more sense for the story that this is an elementary school. People like to say that Silent Hill is just about these characters coming to deal with their mental anguish that's being symbolized with the town. It's their innermost demons being created out of nothing, out of this magic town's negative energy. But that's not quite the case here. There's nothing about Harry that we know that has anything to do with abuse at an elementary school. There's nothing that we know about him that ties into these weird dogs or this weird pterodactyl. That's not to say that those won't be important for the story or the characters later, but as far as we know, there's nothing in this game that says that the town is. I hate to use a phrase that I know I've heard before, because it doesn't sound like my own. But, jeez, oh, I forgot to use the item. How foolish of me. But Silent Hill is not a therapy town. these energies that it's using to project these monsters, they're not here to make you better. They're not here to help whoever is in Silent Hill, and they're not here to punish you. It's just the nature of these dark psychic energies. Now we will find out. That's the thing about Silent Hill 1 is it's very cryptic. And a lot of these little story details are kind of hard to parse because they're not shown very clearly. But it doesn't leave a whole lot of room for the wild speculation that's been made of the series after, especially what bad the movie has wrought. I think I've noticed that a lot of people came into the series from the Silent Hill movie, and you know what? If you're aware of the franchise, good on you. I'm happy. I mean that in complete sincerity. I am happy that if your only experience from Silent Hill was through the movies, at least you know about it. That said, I don't think that it's very controversial to say that the movie is a worse experience. The nuance, the genuine creativity behind the storytelling and the occult aspects of it, you really miss a lot by not having that. By the way, I really want to call attention to just how incredible the atmosphere is through this music. I mean, listen to this. Oh, don't listen to that. That's locked. Oh, now I'm really looking silly. Where did I get through? Oh, I didn't unlock the door. Damn. I would like to point out the music though, at some point, if I can. Won't be anytime soon, I guess. Huh. Well, whatever. It's not as pronounced as I thought it was, if it's pronounced at all. Conan Grolf, what's up? Is this your first time seeing Silent Hill 1? Oh, and look at that. There's the weirdo little babies. Please no. Okay. Yes. Ah, very good. I don't think I'm going to play the whole game today. It's not night, is it? Ah! Okay, good. I don't think I'm going to get through the whole game today. In fact, I think after the school is probably when I'll stop. I think there's a better stopping point than that, but we'll see. Wolf. As in the big bad wolf. Because this game has a bit of a fairy tale theme to it. There's a little weirdo again. You know what? These guys, they're actually not... They're not going to hurt us. But they do kind of shed some light on what exactly the nature of these dark energies or these dark spirits are. I mean, these things aren't going to hurt us. Not yet, at least. But let's unlock this door. And this lock is jammed. I did that for nothing. Ah! Now, I think might be better if I actually just go around here. I would really like to preserve what health I do have. Although at this point, I do have quite a bit of ammo, so I'll probably be fine. Asshole. I would like to at least look at the basement here. I don't think I can do anything in here quite yet. I certainly cannot. Here's the boiler room. And there was the boiler room. And here, yeah, lock is jammed. And here's a tiny closet. You think the janitors are huge? Like they're these giant 8-foot tall behemoth people? They just like to have their little bitty closets? Anyway, so first off, we've got our little gold nugget here. Let's put that in. Golden sun. And the gold medallion. There we go. Now we have to find our silver. Now how the hell do I open that piano upstairs if it's not open already? You know what? Come to think of it, the stairs on this floor are a good distance away. However, we did just waste time and a lot of health unlocking this stuff, so I'm gonna go around. There we go. Now, piano. There you are. Now let's go and look at this again because I don't quite remember how to do this puzzle. Every time I get to this part of the game, I feel like a complete idiot because I always get to it and then I'm like, oh, of course, that was stupid. Of course I knew how to do that. And then I forget it. A tale of birds without a voice. All these birds are either white or black, and they pertain to the keys on the keyboard. So this should be easy. I hope this is easy. First flew the greedy pelican, eager for the reward, white wings flailing. Then came a silent dove, flying beyond the pelican as far as he could. A raven flies in, flying higher than the dove, just to show that he can. So wherever I find the dove, the raven's going to be the sharp or flat key. I don't know. I never played piano. Gonna be just beyond where the dove key is. A swan glides in to find a peaceful spot next to another bird. So that's gonna be either next to the dove or the pelican. Finally out comes a crow, coming quickly to a stop, yawning and then napping. Who will show the way? Who will be the key? Blah, blah, blah. Silver reward. There we go. So we can probably assume that the crow is going to be last and he's going to be the first black key. There's some blood on some of the keys. Does this mean anything? Check the piano? Yeah, sure, let's check the piano. And we look around. Strange. So we can see here swan, pelican, crow, and I bet you if I touch this, that's the one. That's going to be our crow. So first off, I think this one. Yeah. Yes! I can't believe I got that. That's the smoothest this has ever gone. And it's live. Right when I'm prepared to be completely embarrassed. Alright, awesome. Let's go. And we're now ready to run away from these strange baby monsters with their knives. I think these things are called mumblers or something of the sort. The enemies in Silent Hill all have weird names like that. I don't think the pterodactyls are called pterodactyl monster, but I could be wrong. Although I think the dogs are just dog, all caps. I want to play this now. You should. It's very good. You should try it on hard mode because I refuse to play it on hard. I'm a little babby, and I need all the help I can get. Although I am playing this on normal, so whatever. Let's set the silver medallion and see what happens. Nothing happens. The tower is locked. The hands are stopped at 5 p.m. I have trouble with 2. Whoa, trouble with 2? How do you have trouble with 2? That game is like... I guess the riddles are kind of hard, but the monsters are designed in a way that game is just supposed to be kind of breezy, so... The fog is annoying. Well, my friend, there's nothing I can do for you. I don't know if you were here or not, I kind of mentioned why I like the fog in this setting so much. Okay, yeah. Alchemy Laboratory at 10. This one I think is going to say 5. No, that's the one I've already done. Oh, jeez. It's written in blood. Okay, flames render the... Oh, right, of course. I'm such a fool. Flames render the silence, awakening the hungry beast. Open time's door to beck and pray. I think I know exactly where I need to go. Something with fire. Please tell me the... Asshole. Conan Grolf, were you here when I was wandering around the foggy part of the town, actually? Because, okay. You weren't. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll just... As a little bit of a refresher, Silent Hill is on a gigantic lake. You visit the lake in Silent Hill 2, it is way bigger than it has any right being. It's called Toluca Lake. No relation. The fact that it's snowing in summer leads me to believe that the fog, and that's open, right? The boiler's working, cool. The fog is a result of the unnatural snow. The fog makes sense for the world. But yeah, it makes sense to the setting. It's still hard to remember what street I'm on. Well, friend, do I have the secret for you? Somewhere else, not here. It's called a map. You get the map pretty early on in Silent Hill 2 in the first screen. Asshole! These guys are going to end up killing me, and I'm going to be pissed off if I die this far in the game without saving to a bunch of these stupid asshole knife babies. So look at that, clock tower's open. But the clock tower goes down. As a typical man, I don't use maps. I can't help you, man. I can't help you. There's nothing that I can do to help you with that. But not only is it going down, and there are these... What the hell is that? Are those supposed to be our brown drink? Can't tell, really. Or is it just... Okay, no, it's the... It's supposed to be, I guess, the locker room or something. We're going in a weird way, but... Look at the ground here. Shit's about to get a little rusty. Now let's go up. Alright. And it's almost like we're in a mirrored version of that first hallway. Now what's gonna be here? Oh, it's raining. It's not snowing anymore.
Where am I?
It's raining.
Have I been here before?
Have I been here before? No. No, of course not. Now what in the damn tarnation Sam Hell is this? I don't remember this being here before. Some nice, good occult imagery. Symbols and runes and what have you. Now, let's stop and listen to this for a second. I'm going to turn the audio all the way up so we can all get a listen to this. Atmosphere is getting a little more oppressive than just the standard radio noise we've had. Ugh. Darn kids making their satanic cult chalk drawings. Yeah. Chalk. That's some brown ass chalk, my friend. I don't think we could get through. Yeah, we can get through here. Never mind. And now things have definitely gotten rusty. Look at these chains just covered in viscera. A huge fan is rotating. If approached carelessly, I may be sucked in. That's what he's worried about. Let's pick up a first aid kit in here, and whoa, I said pick up that first aid kit. And nothing else. Nothing else for this entire run, I believe, is going to be in this room. Look at that. Mysterious fan. Now I want to say you go through here, and these rooms aren't quite making as much sense as they were for some reason. There we go. Rubber ball. We're gonna take this rubber ball. Silent Hill isn't quite as much of like a weird, obscure. Well, not obscure, but well, let's go with obscure. It's not an adventure game in the sense that they're going to give you these out there items that make no sense, but it still does stuff like this. You want a rubber ball? You want to take it? This might be useful for a puzzle later. Yeah, sure. Here you can see here. Oh my God! Hold on, just a second. Let me get back through here. I honestly thought this scary hanging man was wearing jeans. I thought this horrific figure was kind enough to put on pants for us showing up. How foolish I feel now when I reset the camera and I do see these awful dolls, and he's not wearing pants at all, aside from the horrible tarp that's been put on him. So let's get out of here. Let's get the hell out of here. And this door is locked, so screw this. I'm not gonna deal with it. And this is what I was talking about earlier. Look at this. Just actual character movement while shooting. To say that these games played horribly, like they play bad on purpose, like what? How? That plays a lot better than a lot of these other survival horror games on the console, and I think that's a big key to Silent Hill's success. See if we can unlock that door. There we go. So I don't have to go in there and deal with cockroachery. And yet, there are still tables here in this awful classroom. Let's see what we just got. A picture card, a rectangular card with a picture of a key. And it also has 3 squares. Ah, interesting. So let's go through here, trying to run into as few of these guys as possible. Awesome. And yet, these walls, they viewed literally nothing. There's absolutely nothing beyond them. And there's something so horrific about the fact that these, like this nightmare world just goes on forever. Like, it exists nowhere, as we'll see later. It exists in nothing. And it's endless. Get down, please. Thank you. Can you get down? You know, the fact that this game also has not great melee combat, but it has options there. Like, if you... more of these fellas. If you find yourself without any ammunition, like, you're not screwed. You're not going to find yourself with a fairly ineffective knife that itself is marketed as the last resort item. Ugh. These weird hanging cages. Oh, that's not something I can pick up. Stop. Add another wheelchair. Add an element. What the hell, man? Harry is just stunned by the fact that there is a wheelchair at an elementary school. That's kind of rude. Of course there's going to be wheelchairs in an elementary school. Harry thinks that you can only be apparently disabled as an adult. That's the best case scenario for that assumption. And then I wonder, was this locked before? There we go, now it's unlocked. Cool. And look at that. Even the bloody, rusty, otherworld Silent Hill still has these little office nooks. And a couch. I would not sit on this couch, But it's here. And look at that. We found it. There's no keyhole or even a knob. If I push it, it moves a bit, but it certainly won't open. What's this? In the center of the door is a horizontal slot. What is it for? Stick your finger in it! I guess I can't stick my finger in it, but I can stick this thing in it. And see, I know it's a little thing, and at this point, it's primitive, and the game's all, you know, all janky, but I do feel like the character movement in this, like the motion capture, just looks really incredible for its time. What's going on in here? It's just a bathroom. So we came in on the first floor. Now we're on the second floor. Magic teleporting bathrooms. Incredible. There's nothing here, though. I can't actually go through that, so I'm going to have to go the long way around. And here, we've got some more ammunition. Neat. And some shotgun shells. So maybe we're about to get a shotgun, too. That'd be nice. Being able to upgrade your weapons, like, on a linear scale here, like... That's something that I really appreciate as almost like a power scaling in survival horror. So whenever I get my shotgun here in a bit, really shortly in fact, I'm going to be able to use my handgun with even more reckless abandon because then I'm going to be saving ammo for my shotgun. And whenever I get the weapon beyond the shotgun, then the shotgun becomes the main weapon. And because Silent Hill just showers you with ammunition, there's no reason not to use it. And what's going on here? I should have knocked. How unfortunate. But hey, if you want to do this in the bathroom, be my guest. Is that duct tape? A hanging body. Why would somebody... Is that toilet paper up there? Oh well, that's your business, dude. Leonard Rhine, the monster lurks. What's that supposed to mean? I do wonder what the implication of this is. I never thought of this before, but... He's not the only Leonard in the series either, but... That's... His name wasn't Rhine. I wonder... Is this... That's not a fairy tale reference that I'm totally oblivious to, right? Can't be. Can't be. Couldn't be. Not me. Sorry. Because it's near the end of April, we post-nasal drip season now. And my throat is just a bramble thicket, unfortunately. Oh, okay, so now we have cockroaches and these little knife assholes. The cockroaches, by the way, they don't really do a whole lot of damage, but they are annoying. They're there to stop you so that knife assholes can come at you more often. Oh, what's happening here? Oh, look at that. That's not even the only phone on the desk or the table here. Oh no.
Daddy, where are you?
Cheryl!
Cheryl. So we have a little bit of a hint. Cheryl is alive. And she's making collect phone calls. Just a little bit of a drip feed telling us that we are on the right track. And then we can unlock the door here. Let's go ahead and do that. So then our goal is to go around, unlock this weird fence here in the corner. Which we will do shortly, as soon as we get around to the second floor. Now, it doesn't sound like there's anyone here. How fun. Oh! Oh, wait, what am I doing? Here, just Get away from me. Again, I'm so accustomed to just saving every last bullet. It's ridiculous. It's was it the hard times? I believe that's it was like a player hoarding elixir like a dragon, doesn't use it in the last boss fight in case he needs it. Oh, I hope you guys saw that little weirdo rev up his arm. Oh no. Anyway, yeah, barely escaped with my life. What's my health look like? Anyway, just fine. Cool. Back in here. Wonder if we'll find out what happened to our cat friend. Uh-oh. Well, I think that's what happened to our cat friend. Nothing inside. Nothing. Not a thing. Don't even think about it. It's not even colored strangely. Ugh. Okay, cool. Thanks. What do you got for me? The library reserve key. Why does this school have its reserve books locked up in its own room? Give the key back. No. You shouldn't have left it with that corpse. And look at this. They even have benches made out of horrible... Oh, I shouldn't have aimed the camera that way. They have benches made out of horrible fence-ery. That is my... Conan Grove says that is my corpse. Well, I hesitate to ask, but I have to assume that you were the one who stuffed that cat in the locker as well, if that's the case. Huh. Yeah, there's something in here. And obviously, I tried to protect the cat. Good. Good on you. Obviously, the mumblers, whatever the hell these little weirdos are called, they're supposed to... They're supposed to invoke the image that these things are like children. Obviously, they're just monsters. If you've come from the Silent Hill movie, they're just monsters. Where the hell am I? Oh. There is the pretty clear symbolism that they are supposed to symbolize childhood bullies, which we will see at some point. But I'm not of the mind that it's the stupid idea that Silent Hill has turned the people who lived in the town before into these horrible monsters. I think that's a really simplistic look at what's going on here. Plus, I'm not the type of person who really likes overt storytelling. What's this? The Monster Lurks is the book's title. Just to go into that just a little bit more before I read this. If a story is showing me that something's happening, I don't want to break down like the magic behind it. You know, it's like David Lynch said, and I think it's pertinent to bring up David Lynch in this game because so much of his work is a source of influence for Silent Hill, where he talks a lot about the idea. You know, he talks about meditating to get the idea and following that to its natural conclusion. And I don't think that breaking down the notion of this imagery and symbolism, I don't think that that's interesting. I think it takes away from the magic to not just go along with what the story's telling you. It's, I don't know, pedantic almost. Like, oh, like this literal meaning behind this fantasy video game? This story that's obviously not supposed to be real in any meaningful way. And yet there's like this cottage industry of people who try to meticulously break down what's really happening in something like Silent Hill. Just go with it. Just go with the flow. You don't need everything answered for you. You don't need things to be spelled out in literal terms. But anyway, that's just me rambling. I know it's kind of it's whatever, but that's something that I find really special about Silent Hill is that when people, well, at least when I hear people say that it's up for interpretation, what I get by that is it's open to how you feel about this stuff is happening, because you don't need it spelled out to get the actual themes of the story. I could go on about this forever, so let's just go ahead and read The Monster Lurks. Chapter 3, Manifestation of Delusions. I have a feeling if I went to a shrink, that's probably how they would describe most of my problems. Poltergeists are among these. Negative emotions like fear, worry, or stress manifest into external energy with physical effects. Nightmares have, in some cases, been shown to trigger them. However, such phenomena do not appear to happen to just anyone, although it's not clear why adolescents, especially girls, are prone to such occurrences. Harry knows a girl. There's a girl in the story here. She's not an adolescent though. We saw a weird adolescent in the opening cutscene. So the game is trying to show us here, kind of by telling, but they're giving us a little hint that there's something nightmarish about this place. And there's something about the physical manifestation of negativity and negative energy. And then we're going to something completely different. Hearing this, the hunter armed with bow and arrow said, "I will kill the lizard." But upon meeting his opponent, he held back, taunting, "Who's afraid of a reptile?" At this, the furious lizard hissed, "I'll swallow you up in a single bite." Then the huge creature attacked. Jaws opened wide. This was what the man wanted. Calmly drawing his bow, he shot into the lizard's gaping mouth. Effortlessly, the arrow flew, piercing the defenseless maw, which was gaping, and the lizard fell down dead. This is from an old fairy tale. I remember reading it as a kid. So there's a little extra there for Harry's development. He liked reading fairy tales when he was younger. When he was a little kid, he liked fairy tales. It's unlocked. This one is locked, though. Let's see, maybe this one is also locked. Okay, got it. Can I go through... Oh my god, everything's locked. So it looks as though we're going to have to go from this staircase here to the first floor. You know what? We've done everything here. We haven't gone up to the third floor, though. So let's try to do that real quick. Real quick. Hopefully I won't run into any of these knife weirdos. Cool, didn't. Alright. Now, this lock was jammed when we tried to go through here in the foggy version of the school. But now, look at that. Look at that. Everything's good. Well, everything's not good. Here's another one of these weird symbols. It's the same one from the courtyard. And again, even though we were below this, even though we were underneath this roof here, it still looks like it's just pure nothingness below. Crazy. Now, what do we have here? There's some blood. The blood's here to lead us to the thing, but, you know, whatever. There's a hanging key. It's just out of reach. Now, over here, there's nothing special. Look at this hole. There's nothing special with it. Let's try to shove that rubber ball into the hole and see what happens. That looks so stupid. Okay. Drainage valve. Let's open it. Let's see what happens. There we go. Nice PS1 water. And yeah, you don't have the ball. It's just going to drain down. It's whatever. But we finished our obtuse puzzle. And obtuse is the word I was looking for earlier, so you can just mark that one down. Words that I remembered far too late. But if we go over here again, I'm pretty sure that current's probably swept the key down the drain. So let's go back down to the courtyard. If my... I mentioned this before, if my horrible southern accent is distracting to you, don't worry, it's distracting to me too, because I can catch myself after I've made these horrible gaffes. Sorry, not sorry. Mostly sorry. Am I on the first floor now? Yeah, I am. Awesome. Hopefully these guys won't... No. Look at that. It's... Oh, no. Never mind. I was going to say that it's all cleared out, but I would have been wrong, so I'm glad that I didn't finish that sentiment. A classroom key. I think we know exactly where this is going to go. In the ass. Why did I say that? That was stupid. I now very much regret that. Anyway. So we're on the second floor again, and I think it's directly across from us. And at this point, kind of easy to just duck and weave. No! It's not ducking and weaving. Okay, see, the knife weirdo heard what I said and he tried to help me with it. I wish that he wouldn't, though. Oh! Okay. Jeez. How's my health looking? Fine. It looks okay. Let's go through here then. Some more of these weirdos in here. Health is probably... Oh, God! There's so many. Let me go. Please. Thank you. Another health item. Because they knew. Now, is my brown drink... Does it taste good? I wonder. Go ahead and use it. We have 6. It's fine. It'll be fine. It'll be totally fine. Nothing horrible's gonna happen with me using all of our items. Yeah! Got that unlocked. Okay. I've now forgotten where the save room... No. It's here. Never mind. Now, I know what's gonna happen if I go down to that boiler room. I think I've searched every classroom here too. I have to say, I know it's kind of like an easy mode thing, but I really took for granted the Resident Evil remakes having those the room clear, like having the blue rooms for rooms that you've looked through everything, because I've gotten so used to just relying on that. Okay, I don't remember where the save point is, and this could be really hairy if... if I don't actually save here. Oh, this is bad. It's not in the reception. Is it in the infirmary? Please be in the infirmary. I'd be very upset if it was... Oh, thank God. There's a memo pad here. Someday... Oh, this is the first time I've saved. This is the first time I've saved in this. I do have another save file here, but I'm going to override it. It was just messing around at the beginning. Someday, someone may experience these bizarre events. Why did I... Whoa, I said that weird. Someday, someone may experience these bizarre events. Hopefully, they will find my notes useful, even though I've only written down one set of notes. So I guess the idea here is that this isn't actually like... Oh, I guess I didn't. Cool. the idea here isn't that there are memo pads just around the world. I feel like this is Harry's memo that he has, and he's leaving his notes around the world just in case something happens to him or just in case he gets lost. He'll have his own experiences written down for other people, just in case someone else gets lost with him. Gonna save in the infirmary. An hour and 9 minutes, really? That's all? No, that can't be right. Oh, I don't think it counts cutscenes and pausing, going through the menu and stuff. At least that's how it works again in Resident Evil. There's a lot of comparison to be made between this and Resident Evil, and again, it's because Konami used that as a stepping stone to what they wanted to have and what they thought they wanted to discard from their new game. And it's mostly Team Silent, and there's a lot of history between Team Silent and the development of this game. If you have the time, if you're interested in Silent Hill and kind of the ideas and making of behind it, I really encourage you to watch the and I know there's controversy with these guys these days, so I don't know. Okay, good. Items. The Ampule is a full heal, so it's nice to have this, but I will hoard this one like a dragon. Anyway, if you get the chance, I don't know or care what the controversy really is, but there is some sort of controversy with them. Go check out the I think it's Twin Perfect video reviews of the franchise. They do a lot of work. They break down a lot of the misconceptions and a lot of the more obscure facts of the series in a pretty combative way, so I think that's why I like them. But yeah, those are good reviews. So this is a really strange and again an obtuse puzzle. Turning the valves turns these grates here, so let's just get this over with. And I think that's the wrong thing to do here. Let's turn left again. Come on. This is the wrong way to go about puzzle solving, by the way. Just pressing the same buttons over and over is not going to do you much good. Now let's see if maybe... I think... Uh-oh. You can turn the light on and off, which is helpful. I think... No! Oh! Asshole. Okay. Gonna turn that, and let's see if this works. It's probably not going to. It's probably gonna embarrass me again. Yeah, that's definitely. Yep. Yep. Oh god, how embarrassing. Okay. How did I do the piano on my first attempt? And this is going to be the thing that really gets me. Oh my god. Wait. Wait. I think I've got it. Ah, there it is. Of course. It was the first thing I thought. And then I decided on Plan B. That's what happened. That's all that happened. God, we've only been streaming for hour 47 minutes. I'm actually a little earlier than I thought I would be in this part, so I think I'm going to get to where the first stopping point I was thinking of would be. And look at that. This thing's on fire here. There's this awesome setup here. This looks so cool. Ah! Okay. And now if oh look at that! He's opening his head just like the fairy tale said he would. Let's try to reload. And let's run right into it. See what happens. And then do your little back step. Oh. 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 Really didn't want Vor in my stream. I also didn't want a game over. But, wow. How embarrassing. I took the first mouth opening as the cue to actually start doing the attack. Oh, cool, they start you right off. I don't remember this. I don't remember them starting you right off at the boss fight. That's cool. And he's doing his thing. Now I know what to look for, so hopefully... Come on. Come on. Ah! There it is! All it takes is the one shot. And listen to that, we've got our sirens again. Creepy. The director of this game loves sirens. The next horror series he worked on, Forbidden Siren, also has a siren when things get weird, so... And look, hey! Weird, that's an adolescent girl in the boiler room that we just fought a giant lizard. I wonder if that has anything to do with the cryptic message about nightmares.
What was that?
Buddy, I don't know.
Who in the hell was that?
Okay, now Harry's acting like a real person. It's a boiler room? What's going on here? It's almost as if he blacked out, kind of. Like he's acting as if this is the strangest thing ever. Like, he doesn't even remember being at a school, almost. That's weird. Like, that's not... And he hears a church bell. Who's ringing that church bell? Maybe we need to go check out the church. And then he's going to come over here and write down on the church, the Balkan Church. And I mentioned this in the stream a little bit earlier, Conan Grolf, but I find it really interesting that the maps in these games are not only part of their world, but they're an item that the main character is actually using. And one of these days I'm gonna remember what diegetic. Holy shit! I think that's the word I'm looking for. Diegetic. And everything's unlocked here. And look, I mean, it's almost as if this is a different place entirely. The doors weren't locked when I came through here at night, or when everything was black and spooky. And then suddenly things are locked from the outside. It's really crazy. I really hope that I wasn't forgetting anything in there. I don't think so, though. I don't think there's anything else to see in there. Now, let's take our Pagordan key. Back over here. I think this is where... I think this is what that key unlocks. I'm pretty sure. And I was wrong. I was totally wrong. Let's see there. Okay, Gordon. Old Silent Hill, southwest block. So it's probably going to be someone's house. Old Silent Hill. See, we're in Old Silent Hill here. Which, again, as I mentioned before, could be a sign of why this place is so dilapidated, because it is literally the old part of Silent Hill. Southwest block. It's going to be somewhere around here. And I know Kay Gordon, he was mentioned earlier on. He's one of the people at the school. Alongside Leonard Ryan, which is suspicious. Now, one of these houses is probably what I'm going to be looking for. But if I go further enough to the east, I have a feeling I'm going to run into one of these weird holes again. And that's another, like, that's one of those head scratchers. Like, did the holes appear after Harry and Cheryl arrived in town? They do that. Well, they kind of explain, but that is a plot point. But you have to wonder, like, just were people around to see those holes come up in the road or not? Like, what? what actually happened in the lead up, asshole, to the game. And again, they're leading you towards where you need to go with the blood. I don't know if that's diegetic or not. I don't know. These words. There are other video game words that people like to throw around. Some more handgun bullets. How much shotgun ammo? 16. Yeah, I'm gonna swap back to the pistol for a little while. We're almost at the end point of my Silent Hill stream, though. Not quite yet. There's something that I want to see first. I want to go investigate that church bell. I want to see what's going on over there. I have a feeling we'll have a little bit more information for the next stream if I go check out that church. Really close by, though. Just a few blocks over. Although, a few blocks over, but here's another weird hole in the ground. Oh! Brown drink. Oh! So we all know what purple tastes like. We have an idea of what blue tastes like. But what? You know what? Chat. I won't finish that sentence this time. I don't need to. I don't want to. I don't want to think what brown tastes like. Oh, look at that. Someone left their health drink, their brown drink on the bench. How many of these do I have anyway? It was 6 last time. I just picked up 2, right? Yeah, 8. Cool. Just enough to survive a little bit longer. Let's cut through the back alley here. I've always really liked how open and kind of realized Silent Hill really does feel. I mean, it's a small town. It's not enormous. It's a few blocks of decently sized homes. And then, you know, I mean, even the school is like right in the middle of, well, not in the middle, but it's right next to this small residential area. Conan Grolf in chat says, purple tastes. I'm going to assume you meant taste. And brown tastes like sadness. Yeah, but what does sadness taste like? Is it the emotion of sadness? Like you drink it and you're just, you just feel down. You just feel down in the brown. Let's check out this church. Oh, something's happening. There's the Jesus up there. And this weird lady who's chewing on something. And stretching her neck. We saw her in the opening cutscene, too. Running away from something.
You. It was foretold by gyromancy.
By what?
What are you talking about?
I knew you'd come.
Okay, cool. The chat delay is weird. Yeah, I know. It really is.
The girl?
That's a quirk
You're
of
talking
Twitch,
about
though, I
Cheryl.
believe.
I see everything.
Well, lady, you're weird. I don't like you.
Tell me.
Stay back. Nothing is to be gained from floundering about at random.
Well, I'm not really floundering at random. It seems as though you know literally everything, so... Ah,
The
cryptic.
path of the hermit concealed by flowers.
Can you imagine being Harry in this moment? Like, what?
What are you talking
Okay, yeah.
about?
There, no, that's perfect. That's exactly what the response should be. I'm sorry?
Age of peace.
What the hell are you talking about?
It can break through the walls of darkness.
Oh, there it is. Got it.
Counteract the wrath of the underworld.
Uh-huh.
These
Yeah, but then, like, he's seen so much weird shit already.
Lead us to the hospital before it's too
Oh.
late.
Wait. Don't
See,
go
if
yet.
if Dahlia had been introduced before, if she was just wandering around the streets or something, I don't know, like, I don't know what exactly comparison I could be making there, but if she were just kind of bumbling around, it would feel like it would take the protagonist out of the story a little bit. He wouldn't be able to follow along the plot, but both you, the player, and Harry are able to really kind of, like, you can believe it. Both you and the character can crack your voice a little bit and suspend your disbelief. Like, okay, got it. There's an underworld. Something strange is happening. Let's see if I can. Okay, Harry will not actually investigate these paintings because he doesn't feel like it. But it's a nice little moment where he has the notion that something weird is happening, and that this weird lady probably knows something. And that's where I wanted to leave off with Silent Hill. We've got to get to the hospital. This weirdo lady knows what's going on. At least something that's going on, but we have to follow the path. So we're going to follow the path on my next stream. And stick around. Please, stick around. Enjoy yourselves. Because here in a minute, as soon as I get everything set up, I said as soon as I get everything set up. Drat.